All right, we're back at it. So it's the next day. I'm coming back at this cue, and what I've done up till now, I have watched the entire scene. I went in and did my markers, kind of figure out the different beats of the scene, kind of what I wanted to accomplish, and then I went through and I was sort of like trying to crack each beat of the scene, like what musically needs to happen in each beat of the scene. Kind of went through the whole thing and then re-watched everything. And I made this sticky note right over here that sort of gave me a checklist of what I want to do next. So what I've said is boom, boom, boom. Great. And now this, I'm very glad that I wrote that out because I had a big day yesterday after recording what I did. So now I can kind of jump back in, and because I've written things down, I've got it recorded. I can kind of jump in and it hopefully get up to speed pretty quickly on what I need to do for this. And again, it's been very interesting recording all of my process here on this because this is taking longer than usual. I was kind of thinking to myself earlier, like, oh man, I probably would have had this cue done in half the time, maybe a quarter, a third or a quarter of the time that it's kind of taking me to talk through all of this. But, hopefully it's helpful to someone out there to just sort of be following along with all of this. And I too, just selfishly, I think it's kind of helping me out to sort of like codify what I'm doing. And it's kind of giving me ideas too of how I can streamline my process in the future, right? It's a growing, ever evolving process. You're never gonna do two different projects in the same way. So just kind of having some general guidelines and being like, oh, you know what? That took me a long time to figure that out. Is there a way I can go faster? All right, let's take a look at first checklist. Beat one. This is the loading dock. Where they're loading into the van. And I wrote, I like this, I just need to add more instruments. So that's, taking a look at my finale down here, that's measure 3 to measure 17. And all I really have right now is a bass line and kind of a very, basic drum beat. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my cycle range to the first measure of the next thing because I can kind of already hear like whatever I'm going to record here with any other instruments needs to end on the downbeat of measure 18, the downbeat of the next thing. So first up, I only have the cello and the tuba playing that bass line. So the easiest, simplest thing for me to do, I mean, it's the morning, I'm kind of still easing into this, is I'm going to throw in some double basses. So let me see. All right, that's about, and I can definitely get down to that low D and measure 10. That's the lowest I'm going to go. So I'm just going to record verbatim what I did there. Okay, I came in a little hot on the basses, so I'm going to start that again. Here we go. Turning my mod wheel down to about a quarter. Third measure. Note there. hit this downbeat. Cool. Love that brain ball sound. Let's quantize that. Everything's on the quarter notes. I'm just gonna quantize it there. Fantastic. All right. I'm thinking it doesn't need a lot here. I'm guessing probably I'm going to throw in some synth stuff, just little textury things. I don't think I need necessarily, I don't think 16ths are going to help that. Here's my... too busy, right? Latitude adjustment, that's my synth effect that I have there. I had this loaded up. What's this sound? Okay, I've named it Pile Driver. I'm not even gonna try to say that word. I believe that's the name of the preset. I'm gonna bring up my Omnisphere multi here and see that's channel 4. So channel 4 on my Omni. Yeah, that's the name of it. Okay, Pile Driver. Cool. That's what I'm thinking there. No, you know, I want to use that later on. That's going to be great for some of the more higher energy stuff. Let's take a look at. Ooh, that's going to be great. I love that. Okay, so this is an ARP. So that was just me hitting one note. Let's see what it sounds like with like 3 notes. Yeah, it's just going to give me the one note. But I like the sense of space that you get from that, the reverb. And, you know, they're like in a warehouse, so and maybe it gives it sort of like a sense of that they're in an empty space. Who knows? So because it's kind of a very pronounced effect, I kind of only want to do it maybe like once or twice. So I'm just going to start recording. I'm going to pick 2 spots. I don't want to do it during this latitude adjustment where we first see the cops. Right here. Right here. Cool. I like the effect. It's a little loud. So I'm going to pull up that instrument again. And that is channel 5. Channel 5 right here. Disintegrating Chambers is the name of that. So I'm going to just turn down the part level. And within the instrument itself, because this is a multi, I can't just turn down the channel very easily. So I'm just going to change it within the synth itself. Let's take a listen to what that level. Better. I think I can turn it down just even a little bit more. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep that. All right, back to it. Yeah, sometimes you have to answer a work text in the middle of your recording, so that's why there was that edit. Let's take a look at, so I just had adjusted the volume for the ARPs. Let's see what else I can add into this. Might be, I could probably double that bass line with some sort of synth pad. So my go-to has been this Passionate Horn Swells. You know, I'm gonna look this up real quick. I want to say this is probably like a Roland Juno or a Jupiter or something. What is this? This is number 5, MIDI channel 5. Passionate Horn Swells. This patch originally appeared in Spectrasonics. Oh, Atmosphere, gotta love it. Viral Memory Moog. Moog sauce. Okay, so definitely not a Roland Juno. This is a purely Moog. I mean, you just want to like, you know, go to the club with that kind of a sound. So what I'm gonna do is maybe like. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try out playing a really low root notes, doubling the bass line, and about an octave up, I'm gonna be playing the minor third of each, above each root note, so to make all of these minor chords. I'm just gonna go ahead and record there. So here's my A minor. Whoop. I played the wrong thing. Starting with C minor here. Sharp minor, extra measure to A minor, down to D minor, A flat minor, E minor, A flat minor, D minor, I'm just going to go ahead and quantize those to eighth notes. And just for clarity, I'm just going to type in my chord harmonies. Now that I've actually like added a third, these are actually chords. So just so I know for later on, in case, you know, I come back in a week after getting director's notes and they're like, oh, you know, that didn't work out. I'm like, okay, what harmony did I play there? Again, I'm not writing out every note that I do, especially on a project like this where I'm not actually having anyone record anything. It's all just me. I just write this out to help me remember. I know how my brain works at this point. You'll find what works for you. Second to last chord, I'm guessing has I think I hit it too hard. Yeah, okay, check this out. These bars, you know, in the MIDI editor, the taller the bar, the harder I hit the keys, right? And notice that all throughout I barely touch these keys. So it's a very mellow sound. But on this next one, I hit it harder, so it's a lot harsher. Okay, so it's a little too synthy. What I want is I want this to just be just underneath the strings. I don't want it overpowering the strings the way it does if I do that. Fun. Okay, cool. So, at that point, we're into it. Seeing what else I got here. There's, yeah, gotta love that. We love big boom. Falls like that. That's where a lot of these. Riser high, riser low. I have a. Because this is sort of a Frankenstein from all these other ones, these are just blank. Oh, do they? I want to get rid of these empty audio tracks that have sort of just carried over from previous projects. A lot of times when I go back and I start a new cue, I just save the previous cue as the new cue, and so like sometimes tracks just pile up like that. So that's just a little housekeeping I did. What's this one do? Okay, there's a little fun little texture here. Um, Omni hit 3 boomer piano MT. I might have built something out of this. That's channel 3. Let's take a look at what I did here. Okay, I added a big boomer. I think this is one I sort of amalgamated myself with 4 different things. So there's big boomer 1, mystic piano hit 7, which sounds like this. Yeah, you can kind of hear that. Filtered piano, MT, throw out hit, big feet. So it's just a bunch of feet stomping, and all together it sounds like this. And I like that little decay. Maybe I can kind of throw that in the background. If I play a low note too, it's a very subdued, just kind of air. Let's add that right at the beginning. I'm just holding it down, so just kind of subconsciously you're hearing that air around all of this. Go. And now lastly, the other thing that I thought of with my synth pad, remember I was playing I played the low bass note. I was also playing a minor third an octave up. And I was just thinking, you know what, I could have my viola probably play along with I'm not going to do those slides like that. But again, I probably mentioned this, but there have been times where I've been writing cues for this, and the director, I found that his ear for this project, he really doesn't like the sound of high strings. He likes the low strings quite a lot. So I think he chalked it up. He had a bad experience with someone coming in and doing music, and it was like a lot of high strings and stuff. So I'm not doing, I'm not doing that kind of thing. At least like long sustained things. I think if spiccato, very fast attacks are going to be good for energy, but when it comes to like these held sustained things, lower, darker has been working much better for the director's vision. So that's why I'm going to add viola, but I'm not adding violins to this. So I can kind of keep all of my thirds underneath middle C. I went back to total song brain, and everything was 2 measures. I forgot that in 5, 6, and 7 I stay on F sharp minor. So I'm going to re-record this. Here's my bonus third measure. Up to A flat minor. Here's my third of E minor for a measure. Third of B. There it is. Okay, now, just so you can kind of hear that, I doubt you could hear at all what the violas are playing, because I could barely hear it, but here's just the strings on their own. Oh, How about that? I did the same thing in one of my other instruments. I did not switch at the right time. Ah, okay, I see. Nope, it was my viola there. Okay, I did A minor for three measures, not F sharp minor. So I'm just gonna slip that over there, slip that over there. So now my third in 5, 6, and 7, measure 5, 6, and 7 is the same. Cool, that worked. Um, awesome. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go back and play. I that might be enough. Maybe there's something I can do percussion wise. I don't think I need any more melodic things. Maybe there's something I can do with the horns now that I'm looking at them. I got a similar thing. Okay, there's a part later on in this piece where I have my trombones doing that halftone bend. It's over here. I just found that halftone bend in my French horns, and I'm skipping ahead. I'm just going to throw this in now. Okay. Because I'm thinking of it, I just wanted to get that in right away. We'll look at that when we get to my checklist on that part. Okay. Now, last thing I want to do is just add a couple more percussive elements. Let's listen to just the percussion. Okay, the main rhythm happening here is this dun 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 dun. So I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna bypass some of these effects just to see what it sounds like. Nah, I like them. I like them in. Yeah, gate, EQ, transient marker. I threw these in way at the beginning based on a YouTube video I had seen. I don't actually remember what it was for. I wish I could tell you. So what I'm thinking is, I got some higher. I'm just messing around the keys. I'm trying to think of the tonal register I want here. I got my trusty Daiko. I could probably just double that here. So here we go. Dun 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 dun. Okay. And let's go ahead and quantize that. I'm just going to quantize it to 16ths because no, you know what? It should be eighths because I'm not really doing any. There's one time I tried out a fill and I didn't really like it in the Daiko. So everything goes on eighth notes. It's all dun 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 dun. I'm not doing it. Da-da-da. I would like it somewhere though. So metal objects, right now, all of my percussion stuff is very low except for the shaker. I'm wondering if under metal objects, a lot of times this is... No, I've got another idea. I've got this other instrument under my sound design perk. This is also part of Storm Drum, where it's stutter makers. And I'm still playing around with this a lot. But what it is they're percussion sounds that have very fast attacks. So while it sounds just like a normal drum, the thing is that the moment you release it, sound stops. So you hit it a bunch, it's got that kind of like machine gun sound effect. So I'm playing it. I think that's what I want because that's kind of high, but I want something high. That could work. Let's try that. So here's how I'm going to play this. This involves some programming. Hit here. Okay. So basically with that, what I did was I played a note before the downbeat of measure 5 here. And what I want to do is have some stutters up to measure 5. What I'll do is cut that, turn on my grid, and so I've cut it right on the downbeat of 5. Next, I'm going to turn off my grid, and with my scissor tool, I hold Option. You see those three little bars next to the thing. That means anywhere I cut, it's going to cut this part of the MIDI note into equal sections. So check this out. Boom. Now I have like 9 different MIDI events here. I'm going to change this to velocity. So right now, everything's being hit as hard as possible. Take a listen to this on its own. Cool, right? Now you got that rapid hit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in, select them all. I'm going to make them shorter. Now there's going to be a space between each one of those. Cool. And finally, what I'll do is I'm going to build a velocity. So right now, remember these red bars mean that each note is being hit at maximum velocity. Like you're hitting the note harder. The taller it is, the harder you're hitting. So I'm going to pretend like I'm going to program in a crescendo where it's been hit low to high. So you can see they get taller as you go on. So take a listen to this. And then once I get to the downbeat where I wanted to hit, it is now lingering after that. Let's hear what that sounds like in context with just the percussion. Okay, pretty cool. I wonder let's see what it would sound like if that didn't last. I'm going to keep that for now. I can always make it longer later on. And here's what I do. The region now starts exactly one measure before. So I can play around. Maybe I can duplicate it and see which point seems like the best for it. I kind of like the third one the best. It's too loud. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to turn that down. So I'm going to open up that. Ooh, okay. I don't know if I can turn it down like this. My other fun thing is all of these. Okay, I'm just going to go lower velocity on this. All my instruments are currently being hosted on a PC that I'm streaming all of my samples from. that's a whole different thing. And then one that I just figured out, you don't want any tutorials from me on how to set up Vienna Ensemble Pro, trust me. But it's now working for me. It's the best when you can get it going, great. But it took me a long time, and some friends, shout out to Zach Marsh for finally helping me out on that. All right, let's do this all in context now. This is all of the instruments. I like it a lot. I just want that stutter maker. I decided I want it one bar later. Let's take a listen to that in context. Not crazy about the shortness, so I'm gonna actually, now that it's softer, I think I want that long tail. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. I feel pretty good about this first beat now. It's pretty, understated, tense. It's not drawing too much attention to itself. Last check, I'm gonna play it one more time all the way through, and now I've unmuted the sound of the film. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit because I know there's not a lot of loud things in this, but I just want to hear it in context. All right, now I got to move on to the next part of my checklist, which was this next beat when the fight breaks out.